interesting what Sri Lanka will do now. They opt for the scrummage. I think the skipper is calling for the scrummage. Good choice.
He will call. 5 meters away. Another opportunity for the Sri Lankans. Can they make it this time? Second scrum of the half.
Will they walk it? Will they walk the yards? No, the number 8 is picked up. Over the line. Can he ground it? No. Not clear.
Not clear.
Referee is absolutely spot on. You can see it from there. That's the younger brother of the skipper.
Very proud both the brothers are playing. One is captaining the national team.
He's captaining the Sri Lanka Navy team.
He's captaining the Sri Lanka Navy team, and both are playing under him. So he must be really proud.
He has improved a lot, and it's a matter of time that he just should don the national jersey. Let him have a good season this year. The last couple of games last year, he's had a very decent season. Well, Saranga couldn't keep the ball down, but he's down.
Yes. Sajid Saranga. Number 8 break is trying forward. Unfortunately, couldn't kill the move off.
Time back on.
So the referee says time back on. Ball's in the hands of the Sri Lankans. 5 minutes scrum. Another opportunity to extend the lead. Can they make it this time? It's 28 points to nil. Sri Lanka leading. Second half of the game. Clean ball. Another number 8 break. Defended well by the Thai. Not cleanly collected. Turnover ball. Yes, it is.
Something holding on. Quick tap taken.
And that's it. Yes, it's a good move.
The nippy alert Veeraratna takes a quick tap and goes over the line. I just want to see the replay. I think the forward should have kept that ball, picked them and driven over the line because they were moving forward. Because Sarah decided to pick the ball up. Look at the replay. The quick one. Body weight, angle.
Good work by Shan Veeraratna there. First try for today. Chang, but the main concern is like Thai been conceding a lot of penalties.
Yeah, and those penalties have been conceded at crucial points and giving the opportunity for Sri Lanka to convert into points. But that is the plus point for the Sri Lanka team. The pressure that exerts on the Thai is actually cracking them up. That's the point.
As we speak, Riza Mubarak extends the lead by 2 more points. Yes, 6 out of 7.
When you're ready, go.
So it's 35 points to nil.
Put your glasses back on. 35 points to nothing.
A nice and hard restart. Not cleanly collected. Advantage.
The original knock on from White. Came off the White hand. Scrumming down here. Goal ball.
Knocked forward by the Whites first. That was the referee's call.
Collection by the number 5 of Sri Lanka. I hope I got the number right.
As the Pradeep. As the Pereira.
Oh no, in that case it's number 4. That of Shanal.
Shanal Dias. Kid.
As soon as they see the damage with the Sri Lanka, we just drive them over. So are we doing that?
We're moving. I want perfectly still. Yep, so still before I call the set, please.
Very clear instructions. No moving. I want perfectly still until I tell you all. engage.
Yes, Hub.
Yes, that's the try. Going up, offense pressure.
It's come up, guys. Listen to the whistle. It's come up.
Yeah, that's the danger of offense pressure when both teams going up, and you can have your.
The most freakish thing in rugby is scrums getting collapsed.
And the referee was quite right by blowing it early and calling the scrum off.
Guys, try and keep it down. Heads down.
We saw that.
What is it your knee? Knee.
It's another injury. Well, talking about the Sri Lankan backline, performed extremely well today. They were linking up very well. But what I noticed was they were not using the width of the grounds, but however they managed to scrape through in through the middle and the center. Well, that's a replay of the scrum. Let's see. Wow, that is a nasty blow.
Yeah, we saw some beautiful hands coming through, and the last try that Darbury went in, I saw some excellent work by the skipper, linking up with the three quarters, having a lob pass on top, coming around again, linking up again and giving the final pass to Darbury. And
Okay, keep it down.
that's been that was actually the important ingredient of that try.
That reminds me of the playing days of Chanshan and Jude Pillay.
Yeah, Paula Bikun. But we had a flanker here.
Well, it's time for Shanaka to take out the mic.
Bring it down, says the referee. Yep, Charan said he was in for Kishore Jayan in the first half.
We've really been troubling the Thais in the scrum, haven't we? It's been a real super professional performance by the Sri Lankan front row, and indeed the tight five, bringing Hasita Pereira and Satya Ranatunga back into this tight five has really made a difference to the Sri Lankan team.
Huge difference. When I saw the first scrum and the Thais are going back, and I was off the air, and I was telling them, okay, we will win today, or Sri Lanka will win today, because of the scrummaging that took place, because that's where you win your confidence. Up front, face-to-face battle, and you got the drive.
Great work by Ranatunga once again on the far side of the scrum. Winning at the and Jivara Watanapu, the scrum half for Thailand, has been penalized, taking the ball away while it was still in possession of the number 8. Sajid Saranga's had a strong game as well. It's always nice to play at the back of a pack that's going forward more often than not. But as you said, Changa, that earlier scrum, I thought they should have controlled it at the back and tried to walk it over the line.
Exactly. True. That they should have done that. It would have been an easy walk in the park, because we dominated the scrum so much, and it would have been nice cake to finish right off by walking them.
Definitely. There's nothing like it for the forwards, really. Talk about those till the cows come home. Short and line out for Sri Lanka. Shinal Das swings it up the front. Nama Rajapaksa cleaning out. Veeraratne skips Saranga to Fazil Marija. Kayan Veeraratne shows inside, gives it to Mubarak on the outside, who puts the kick in. Warangkon Kamket, who's had a bit of a shoddy game today, gets it away, but only as far as Fazil. Saranga fed off one tackle, goes to ground. Veeraratne goes blindside once again, looks for his vice captain Tita Pereira, going back in field but losing the ball. It's still play, says the referee. Everybody's waiting around for the whistle to blow, but nothing's happening. Terence Henry swings it out to his skipper, but there is a knock on. Sri Lanka a little bit loose there. They needed to take it in and set it up, be a bit patient one more time instead of trying to throw it about, and that's the only problem with not being experienced enough as a team. You sometimes get carried away when you're leading 35-0. You forget what you did to get there and instead start throwing loose passes like this. Watch Veeraratne here. Lianage rather. Henry, and that was a pass that probably shouldn't have been thrown.
You're absolutely right. He should have kept that ball, gone into ground. He had the support there. He was caught with a surprise, the ball coming to him, and he just offloaded his super. And there are a little bit of Fiji servants there.
Sumedha Malavana has also made his advent to the park, and we now see Suru Anthony in place of Hasita Pereira. So we've seen Sharo Fernando go off as well, and Malavana replaced him. Saranga is also off. Sorry, Sharo Fernando is still there, so Saranga is off. And so two replacements in the second row and the third row.
That's a good thing when you have a bench players of equal quality to come and take their place. What a lovely drive by the Sri Lankan forwards.
Great drive, but also superb by Chatrit Wanadi, the captain for the Thai team. He's been doing well under a pressure scrum. Dabare fights to stay on his feet. That's a great quality in a winger. Allows support to get to him. Veeraratne to Shanal Dias. Steps inside, brings it back, and he gains a few yards.
Back it up!
Veeraratne again to Satya Ramatunga. He shouldn't have been the first receiver, but he was. Yoshit Rajapaksa giving a frustrated look to his tight head prop, who's done a lot of good work today, but ball carrying is one of his primary duties. There he is, the big lad, former Trinitian. Took a yellow card the last game.
Get into a better position.
53 minutes, number 3.
Get square.
Satya, strong boy. I didn't know he was a former Trinitian.
He is a Trinitian. Played about 3 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay, he's a very strong boy, and it's a good change to have him there. As I said, everything has come in right this time and got the composition of the team right, and they're playing
Maybe
well.
we should give the chairman selectors a pat on the back for that.
Not right now.
Jivara Watanaku trying to fight his way out of the attention of Sumedha Malavana and Suru Anthony.
Number 6.
But a high tackle on Sharo Fernando, says the referee. I must say Sharo's been very good, Changa. He's played here at Havelocks. You watched him play. You watched him play at St. Peter's, and one thing about his game, if you can say it, is the fact that he gives away a lot of penalties. Here we see the high tackle once again. Sharo missed him the first time, so bang, gets him around the neck.
We use that word wild sometimes. He gets into a wide position and just springs the arm. You're right, absolutely right. He has been giving him more penalties than earning penalties.
Guys, inside.
Exactly, and I think Coach Ravin Duplessis has actually worked on that. I've been speaking to a couple of the boys who've been training with Sharo, and they say he's not giving away as many penalties. He's now playing in a new position on the blind side flank, and so he's allowed to make a difference.
Good move. Good move. But he's a very committed player.
He is, absolutely. Sometimes too committed if you can be so. That's Sharo there. He is taking it again. So far, Wachirarit, the replacement hooker who overthrew that ball for Thailand when they were in a good position. Need to get points on the board, Thailand. Roshan Veeraratne with an aimless box kick. Well taken by the winger and hacked away by the tight head prop Pongpak Mekpat.
To Sharo Fernando.
To Sharo Fernando, straight in the breadbasket, and he's down, he's winded.
Outside the 22, guys. It's coming down.
Shanal Dias
Outside the 22.
not having a great game today, but still doing well in the line out. Oh, straight in the head. That's not pretty. And that was quite a bit of beef behind that kick as well. Pongpak Mekpat, easily the biggest man on the park. The tight head prop for Thailand.
Time back on.
But Sharo's taken a few knocks to the head in his time. Not much damage done.
So it's 35 points still, Sri Lanka. 56 minutes gone.
Ready? Crouch! Set! Set!
What
Lifting.
scrum.
Thais wilting under the pressure, but again Chatrit Wanadi getting it away, doing well at number 8 for Thailand. It's very, very difficult to pick up the ball from a scrum going backwards so quickly, and earning a penalty for his team.
Not 10!
Quick step taken.
Not 10!
And there we see it again,
Not 10.
Sharo Fernando, not 10.
No, you cannot take it fast. You cannot take it fast. Not 10.
Well, if you're wondering why the referee is saying you cannot take it fast, you can't take a quick tap the second time around. You take it once and you get called for not being 10. You can't take it twice.
Right.
This is better from the thighs. Pick and drive, making meters slowly. Jivara Watanaku waits at the halfback position. Encouraging his forwards there as a good scrum half should. Telling them where to go like cart horses. Sometimes very annoying having your scrum half telling you what to do and to get up and get in here. Turn around and give him a bit of a smack, but you've got to do what he tells you. That's the game. This is Kamket. Can he make up for his dodgy kicking today? Taken in once again. Not aggressive enough at the defense. Sri Lanka on the fringes. Fazil Marija goes back and beats Pitchit to the ball there.
Absolutely from nowhere. A punt, and I can see the player say that, keel a bit higher, that he could get under it.
Fazil looks to run. Looks like he's got a bit of confidence now. But forward pass, is it, says the ref? Yes, he does.
That's right.
Not sure that was the right option. I think Sri Lanka need to now focus on Kazakhstan. They've wrapped this game up. I think it's fair to say that. The fat lady hasn't sung, but she's warming up. And it looks very much like Sri Lanka will pull this off in the next 22 minutes or so. And they've got to focus on a little bit of structure. Kazakhstan is going to be the most difficult game they play, especially given the way Kazakhstan fared against Chinese Taipei today. They'll need to get that structure in, need to make sure they run their moves against opposition, and that they are fit and match fit to go on Saturday. It looks like it's going to be a difficult game.
Well, I think, Shanaka, let's give up another 10 minutes and see what the story is all about. They can always come back. Same channel. Okay. The ball went in and came out in the same channel. That's what the referee was talking about.
Otherwise known as not hooked, isn't it, Sabi?
Even if it's hooked, it can't come through the same channel.
Okay, so the ball goes in between, from the left side of the loose head prop, and it can't come out that same way. So that's what the referee means when he says same channel.
Same channel. We'll have a good scrum.
Oh, Wanadi, I've been singing his praises, but the best ball he got all day is spilt.
That's pressure exerted by the forwards. That's no doubt about that. The scrummaging has been absolutely spot on. And hoping Sri Lanka could continue this, as we see the Papare, as usual, doing the number.
Great to see the crowds here at the Havelock Sports Club ground. If you're watching this match on CSN, you're seeing some great pictures and some nice new graphics also from our team that's working here right next to us. And we've also got this match going live on www.TheScore.lk. This very stream is going across the world as Chandushan Pereira joins. He's been watching as the chairman of selectors for the last 20 minutes of this half, biting his fingernails, stamping his feet, clenching his fists when things go just a little bit wrong, because he knows that Kazakhstan game is all important.
Thank you very much, mate.
We're also streaming this game on www.csn.lk.
So there you go, the whole story, and Shanks was talking about what we've been talking about in practice on the whiteboard. It's all about Sri Lanka now settling up, Shanaka. They've gone a little loose. They need to focus on defense. They're doing that really well, but especially when they got the luxury of good ball. The second half, Thailand have come back, and they've settled Sri Lanka a little bit. So Sri Lanka needs to assert themselves again. We've got 20 minutes probably left on this clock, on the game clock, but it's a matter of just playing the format and looking at recycling effectively as well, because the game against Kazakhstan, as you were talking, is not going to be any easy at all. It's going to be pretty serious pressure up front, and the close game is going to be a very short game in that sense, because you're going to have to play very close, and they're going to try and run at us, and well, a smile wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't, but I guess they're staring into the sun.
Well, yes, the sun is beating down on that side.
The Honourable Ministers Tilang Pereira and Mahinda Anandalut Kamage watching on here at the Havelock Sports Club, the Crescent Pavilion.
Too true. They have to be slightly pleased with Sri Lanka's performance, but from a specialist point of view, from the bench and from the coaching staff, I think there's a little bit of concern about Sri Lanka being very loose. They need to pounce on these mistakes and try and punish Thailand. They really need to do that.
I hate singling out a single player, Shano, but it has been an absolute horrid day for Warangkon Kamket, the hero of the Kazakhstan match. Wonderful dummy. Chamara Dabare, Julaya. Pradeep Lianage, is he going to get there for his second try? Yes, he is, all the way. What a brilliant try from the boys at the back, Shan. You must be loving this three-quarter display.
Absolutely, and this is what we were talking about, trying to settle up and play what you are best at. Don't try and do expansive stuff that you don't need to. You've got the luxury of a great platform. Now show the skill. And that's exactly what Veeratna did. Lianage, Veeratna, the old school brigade. Unbelievable. Look at the form, look at the pace, look at the delivery, look at the execution. We should see that try right from the outset. Here it is again. Look at Guy and Veeratna. Beautiful. Absolutely outstanding. Perfect offload. And that pace, Dabare. And look at that one-hander from Lianage, because he was right in front of him. One-on-one Lianage any given day. Poof, get out of the way. Try time.
Tried his best.
SLT broadband with him ಗೆದ್ದರು Sematoma Wi-Fi.
He has been on song this tournament. He was brilliant against Chinese Taipei, and he's doing some great stuff. Some superb sleight of hand. His skills, if at all, Sean, have just got better.
Well, yes, he's a big, strong kid. He does his groundwork very well. He does his defensive work. And Mubarak is just wide of the right upright. I was just about to say that he'll be praised at home, but if the missus is watching, she'll be very happy with his kicking. She was very critical of his kicking game last game. So, beautiful sight up there on the grandstand side. All the big VVIPs stood transfixed watching this game, and Sri Lanka have delivered, really. But this is the first time in the second half that Sri Lanka have stepped up to the mark, and they should have been doing it a little bit more often, I thought.
Yes, Riza has generally got a smile on his face. He's a very happy-go-lucky young man, but he knows that he has a little bit of a problem curling that one back in from the right post, and that's something he needs to work on in the next 2 days. Sri Lanka 40 points on the board against Thailand.
Nicely taken by Shanal Dias. Slightly better work rate from him now. The forwards' work rate really has gone up today.
In from the side, fellas. In from the side.
There you go. Referee Needham saying in from the side. The Thais have been dreadfully guilty of horrible errors, just lack of judgment, just unforced errors, and that's something that they will look at before their next game, because they really had a good run out against Kazakhstan, and they've actually played the other side of that coin in this game.
So I think they didn't stick to what worked against Kazakhstan, as we see the Thais trying to run it a little bit. Pichit Yin Charoing there. Richard Parker stands guard for his scrum half.
The Thai ground game, or we call it pretty much the hard work, the work factory, really hasn't worked for them. I mean, against Kazakhstan, although it was a bigger pack, they really did well, and against Sri Lanka, they just haven't had the same quality of performance. The work rate has been way off the mark, and Sri Lanka have been able to get amongst them and really break them up front. And that's hurting them as well. So here's a little opportunity for Thailand again to try and indulge in some phase play, which hasn't happened for them.
There's a mismatch out wide if they want to use it. Two very big men in the front, but Nama Rajapaksa sourced it out very quickly, moving Fazil and Lianage out to the outside of defense.
Well, some good thoughts from the Sri Lankan defensive lineup, because they've been encouraged to try and make sure that they get numbers and trying to just make sure they divvy up the responsibilities. Malavana, he's got exactly beautiful. Veeratna, has he got the legs to go all the way? He's got numbers. Oh my goodness! I'm not too sure he needed to pass. He needed to sidestep there, really.
Yeah, he straightened it up nicely though, and I think Dinusha Chaturanga was not running the exactly correct support angle. Shano, he hasn't played in the wing position for a while now. He plays mainly as an outside centre, so that angle he runs probably was not the correct one there. Roshan Veeraratna, I have to say, has lost a bit of gas. Here he goes. He realizes he can't make it. Steps inside. he was always going to get caught, and Dinusad should have probably been running a little straighter, which would have allowed him that left foot step inside the defender.
True. I think Chaturanga would have done slightly better to come in closer and then go wide, but he was hoping for a clean pass and maybe the luxury of a clean run to the line, but unfortunately Sri Lanka, the luxury of good ball. 66 minutes on your clock if you're watching pictures on CSN Live in every corner of our wonderful country. Enjoy it, because this is what Sri Lanka rugby is all about. This is how you play rugby once you get everybody together, and that's one of the most important things we talked about at the Rugby Union, is getting this Sri Lanka side, a full Sri Lanka side. In Thailand or in the Philippines last year we were 50% off the mark, and this season with a full side it just shows what you can do. And it's a wonderful example of all the Sri Lankan young rugby players. Junior rugby in this country is the flagship. School rugby is the best. It's so well patronized and such a heavy investment for schools as well, and well rewarded by the players in the middle, and that's something that we look forward to. So for Sri Lanka rugby, this is the best statement possible. I was at a small ceremony when we handed out caps and ties to these players. Their pledge was to work hard for Sri Lanka rugby, and they're doing just that. Nice to see.
He's on the far side, we've got too much movement.
New player on at the loose head prop position, Dushmanta Priyadarshana, number 16, being told exactly how to go in there by his more experienced prop partner. Terence Henry is shifted on to the tight head side.
So good to see that front row working hard. Walpola warming up. Now Rajapaksa has done some sterling work up front. He'll be given a break shortly.
Ronaldi seems like he's gone off for the captain for the Thais, so Richard Perkins goes into the number 8 position.
That's a big number 1 pick up and set up again for Thailand. They really have been short. Oh, pressure. Unfortunately, that was beautiful breakout. Unfortunately, just gone a little bit too soon. Here's Thailand with the quick take.
Not 10 playing advantage.
Not 10 playing advantage, says the referee. So Thailand still have that the luxury of good ball. Are they going to use it?
Nianage would have done well to give an aggressive tackle in there. Tried to win that ball and turn it over. That's what's going to give us the game against Kazakhstan. We can't hang on to their jerseys.
No chance of being able to just grind around the park.
Not 10.
There's concern on her face. I'm not too sure why. She should be smiling. It's 40 points up for Sri Lanka against Thailand, and it's 69 minutes gone. Priyadarshana on the park for the first time in this tournament. Let's hope he uses the opportunity.
Is this his national debut, Sean?
Yes, I think it is actually. I quite forgot to say that. Sri Lanka flags waving very proudly. And really is a proud day for Sri Lanka rugby. We've had 2 good outings, and the next one is even bigger because we got to face the weight of Kazakhstan, and I think Kazakhstan will have a big plan to grind Sri Lanka up front, and Sri Lanka are going to have to prepare themselves and make sure that they're up to it.
Yes, indeed, as we go into this water break here. The water break has taken a bit of time, obviously, because conditions have cooled down a lot more than they were in the afternoon's game. That was the one between Kazakhstan and Chinese Taipei. Won convincingly by the Kazakhstanis, 42 points to 10, if you weren't with us for that game and you're just tuning in. So that means that Kazakhstan, if they beat Sri Lanka, and they beat Sri Lanka handsomely, will be able to go through and qualify for that top slot that everybody is hoping to receive.
Well, it comes down to points now, so Sri Lanka need to maybe pile some points up here and make sure they have the luxury of that platform. In the meantime, recycle players. Yoshida Rajapaksa, the skipper, walks off in the water break, and Walpola comes on as his proud mother looks on. She's been one of the biggest sports fans you can imagine. She's such a fan, and so is the dad. His Excellency the President. When they have time, they're out watching the kids play, and it's an absolute luxury for rugby as well to be able to say that we have 2 first sons playing out for the first team,
and the other one captaining the Navy team and coaching an A-Division schools team as well.
Nothing wrong with that.
She's never missed a game when she was when her sons were at St. Thomas's, and that's a lot of games because since Nama captained and started playing in 2003, there were Rajapaksas in the team right until 2008. So A lot of schoolboy rugby games you would have watched.
Absolutely. We might just co-opt her as a selector mate because she knows everything there is to know about performance and work rate. Now Namal moves to number 8, I think. They move him to the back.
Yes,
that's something we've talked about because that used to be his pet position. Chanal Dias tries to stretch but doesn't succeed. Thailand now with some line-out ball. There's a big rush defense from the Sri Lanka line as Fazil Maja collars his opposite number. So Thailand now trying to work the opposite side. The fullback comes in. Thinks about an inside cut-out pass. Runs nowhere. Runs into Sawyer Anthony. Very improved, the young Anthony. Being given the shot ahead of a lot of other players.
Sumatapon, who took it up there. Replacement.
As Walpola tries to bottle him up. Slightly outweighed, but Walpole is still good to see he's up and running. Thailand a little static, but trying to go forward. So it's all gone quiet again, and Sri Lanka perhaps need just maybe 1 or 2 tries in the next 10 minutes will be quite nice. They worked on their defense. It's been very successful. That's good. Not content to just sit and watch.
Robert James coming on in the blonde hair for Thailand. Always nice to have Richard Perkins and Robert James with their hands on the ball.
Big kids, and they'll be looking to grind. Now Rajapaksa, turnover ball. Beautifully done. Charo Fernando takes his opposite number with him. As Veeraratne rush past. Fazil Maja, numbers on the outside. Oh my goodness.
Dinesh Chaturanga just snatching at the ball, a little too eager I think he is. He wants to get in on the try scoring act. Obviously not happy to have conceded his place to the boys on the on the field, and he's coming in off the bench. You see a few of Fazil's passes have gone to ground, Shano. Not every time the fault of the recipient either.
True. He tends to have a very, very torpedo pass on him. He does rush it quite a lot. It flies. Sometimes it's perfect because it has good distance. Sometimes, like that time for Chaturanga, it was a lot in front of him and he had to reach. But having said that, he needs to latch onto these, otherwise he's just not going to feel good about it. He's such a class player, Chaturanga. Has had such good success with the sevens. All of these lads, the three-quarter line, except for Lianage, has all been available for Sri Lanka. So let's see. The last 10 minutes or so, last 8 minutes. Good scrummaging from Sri Lanka still. Thailand under a lot of pressure and really have had no answer to the Sri Lankan front row.
Jivara Watanaku coming back up the inside. Dong Tai Song. Dong Tai Song has been completely kept out of the game. He was one of the danger men, one of the line breakers against Kazakhstan. Lucky to get away with that high challenge. Fazil Marija.
Yes, he was just shoulder high, but the referee was on the spot, so lucky in every sense of the word. There's Sharif for the first time with some ball. Oh. So Anthony just couldn't hold on. The pop was too hard. So these are the little mistakes, the little errors that really cost you dear. And like you said, you're measuring yourself up for what you do in the next game now, because this game is done and dusted. And you really need to test your defense, test your little weaknesses that Sri Lanka have. They're not doing too well with these pop passes. They're just throwing it a little bit too wide. I don't think Coach Du Plessis and Ben Gollings will be too pleased with the Sri Lankan effort in the second half, really.
Well, it's devil and the deep blue sea for them, isn't it, Shan? As we see Sharif ball in hand for the first time, such an explosive runner, spotting the gap, but brought down nicely by Boonlong. They've got to get the replacements a run. You've got to give them an extended run as well, because you never know who's going to get injured, and you're going to need these players to step in. So obviously the replacements coming on has upset the rhythm of the game, has upset the structure of the game a little bit, but as a coach you really do not have any option.
Well, yes, I mean, those are things you talk about quite a lot. You plan, you strategize, you do the whole story, you map out what you can do, what you should do, what you can't do, given your options, given the players that will come on. And as Changa was just saying, it's now down to calculations. It is something that teams have to consider. And now Sri Lanka will be considering what they have to do with Kazakhstan, because Kazakhstan scored a hefty, and Sri Lanka have had the luxury of a decent first game. 39 points. And now, of course, they need to pile up some more points on this side. Once they've done that, then they can rest comfortable knowing whatever happens against Kazakhstan, they still have the luxury of more points and that W as well, because Kazakhstan have dropped a game. It's interesting to see. There's good to see the Air Force boys, Asha Fernando and Chandan Adipti. Chandan, of course, and his team have been responsible for the quality of this Havelock's transformation. Designer Shades having a chat, while one of the players, the Thai players, obviously looked like an ankle or a knee, and that is always painful. The weight has to be taken off that bruised part or the damaged part. Looks like it's just in a lot of pain, so the ice will come off, the boot will come off. There you go.
We ready to go?
Very much the ankle, really. I think he's turned it over, and you know when you turn that ankle, it is impossible to gauge how much pain you get. But the ice will sort it out, and then he'll spend some time in the ice bar. The doctors will have a look, perhaps to freeze up the area, and then some painkillers in the process.
What a change of the weather, Sean. How cool it is.
Yes, exactly. It's absolutely pleasant now. Perfect rugby weather. Rehan Virakon coming in as... the Sri Lankan coaching staff have looked at and given Virakon the shout as the stand-in number 9. Last year he joined Sri Lanka as the number 10, but the passing game that Virakon has been rated very highly. So there he is. Virakon on for Veeraratne. The two W's exchange. Nama Rajapaksa has moved to number 8 at the back. Thailand now playing the advantage, referee Needham. Wide ball.
The advantage is over, so no confirmation will take place. Very clear.
Yep, so Thailand now will carry on playing. They've moved the ball right across the park to the other side of it. And there's Perkins, I think, was just deciding to pick and drive. Not sure that was part of a plan.
So they see a pick and drive and a kick and drive.
This is, of course, live on CSN. Wonderful to have you join us for this second game on day 2 of the Asian 5 Nations Division 1 Championship here in Sri Lanka, hosted by Sri Lanka, of course, in the city by the sea. And big thank you to the Mantavinia Hotel, Chang'a, and to my good friend, Mr. Chintaka, the Director of Sales there, who's been instrumental in setting up everything. Perhaps a little bit too comfortable for these boys. And good to be able to spend the time in paradise by the ocean. Virakon. Sharo Fernando thinks about it. Loses the ball in the process, I think, but he's okay. Rehan digs in and gives it to Mohammad Sharif. Nice little turn in, boy. There's that ball again, lost in the process. Thailand will look to try and run it from their base. Nicely done. Beautiful angle. Has he got the legs? Good tackle. Shanal Dias does some beautiful work from behind. In the process, numbers. Oh, gets round Henry. And that's
try time.
It is try time for Thailand eventually. Although he got clattered in the process. Finally, Thailand on the score sheet. But Dias came in very, very hard. Was it Sharo Fernando? Let's have a look at it. Here's that pop pass, nicely done. Henry, of course, one-on-one. Needed to come in a little bit quicker as Sharo Fernando came in. He flew in there, unfortunately. Landed a little bit wrong, but he's okay. Sorry, it's Shanal Dias. Just breathing heavy, but the try scorer still on the deck. I think he got winded in the process. I think both players got winded in the process. So good to see the commitment from Shanal Dias. Fresh from the other tackle, got up, did the hard work. That's the work rate that Sri Lanka has always expected of him, and it's wonderful to see that he's still up to the mark. 70 minutes gone and he's still running up the park as it was just started, as the game just started.
Very unfortunate he didn't get the support that he needed from his prop forward there. He was standing static, and this guy just moved around and the winger went around him.
That's true. A winger against a prop. What would you put your money on, Changa?
A prop, of course, because they're only 2 meters away from the touchline.
Dear, oh dear, my good days. I remember one-on-one against the prop, or anybody in that back line, really, anybody in that forward 8 was always a big smile for a winger. But things have changed these days.
Certainly big change, Sean.
My goodness, yes. I mean, you don't want to really contemplate when you see a big 145 kg. Whoa, beautiful. Beautiful kick. Curled it nicely. Good skill. And back to his kicking best is Warongton there. So 40 points to 7. Sri Lanka well in front, but right now the Thailand has equaled the second half score, because Sri Lanka have scored 1. Have they? What did Sri Lanka score in the second half?
Yes.
So then Thailand have scored 1. So it's 1 try all.
1 try all, but 1 conversion. Riza missed the...
Okay, so yeah. All right, so this is 2 tries to 1. In fact, I was reminded. Thank you, Cliff. So Thailand now. Sri Lanka need to just settle up a little bit more. I think he called for the mark, and that's what he was asking, but it's off a kickoff. You can't call for a mark.
You can't. You can call the mark.
So you won't get it. That's what he did.
The ball got deflated. That's interesting. Who's responsible? Henry?
First time. It's interesting to see. We can see that in slow motion replay. Who fell on the ball? Who did this to the ball? That's what we want to know. Gilbert will be desperately unhappy.
I understand. Who let the dogs out?
Oh dear, oh dear. I don't think Gilbert have seen that happen to them before in Test rugby. Well, there you go. First time for everything. And in Sri Lanka, make sure I can't pun on anything to do with the ball, because it'll be a little bit difficult. So I shan't go there.
Very interesting. We would like to see the replay.
Yes, absolutely would like to see that replay. Sri Lanka, good effort, but having said that, it's been a very quiet second half for Sri Lanka, and Thailand have been given the opportunities. Now this is something that Sri Lanka will have to consider when they go back to the drawing board. And here it is. Who's that? It's Walpola. He comes up. What has he got? What has Walpola done to that ball?
Sure, he must be carrying a needle or a knife somewhere.
Something.
Something sharp.
Done. Good pressure, Sri Lanka. Still pushing on hard. Hang on, boys. There's no need for chat. Come on, lads. Get on with the game.
Here's the mark, fellas. Set your mark. Give me more. Give me more. Go. Yep, give me a little.
So this is nice to see. Thailand just getting a little aggressive. Fair enough. They have every reason to be. They're miles away from the requirement. Not a very good pass. Trouble for that. Oh!
Knock down in the line out, guys. Knock down in the line out. Scum down.
All right, so referee brings play back. Otherwise, definitely a good opportunity for Sri Lanka. There's that number 17 who's come on.
Here it is.
Spends a little bit of time in the pool, obviously, the lad.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
James Robert. So Thailand also now going with the expatriates, as Sri Lanka also has the luxury. The IRB and Sri Lanka Rugby decided that they will play 3 expatriates in the 15s and 2 expatriates committed by IRB rules in the 7s. So that's something that they will have to look at, because you need a qualifying period, and it's three full seasons back to back, and I think they also have to be employed and domiciled in the country that they will play for. So it's something to look forward to.
Actually, Sean, Sri Lanka must use that advantage, the gate. that every other country is using. Malaysia very strongly. They use for the sevens. They have about 5 overseas players in that side.
Well, I think they've got the luxury of Fijians who now are nationalized and live in Malaysia. They've opened, there's a special scheme that they have, especially for rugby players, that you can bring your family, educate yourselves and your kids. Something that Sri Lanka also has to think about. There's that efficient Sri Lanka scrum, really has been outstanding. And they will have to be a little bit more outstanding for another 80 minutes come Saturday against the bigger, heavy Kazakhs. And that will be a bigger challenge. All gone static. Referee says play on. Chanel Dias. Good to see that work rate from him. Driving his legs, pumping them up. Penalty, says referee.
Let him go, 7.
So Sri Lanka now with the luxury of another penalty. What will they do from here?
I think they should go for 3 points. Just go in there, relax, get their mind off.
No, mate, they've got 3 minutes.
Probably go to the corner. 3 minutes to go, says referee. So they've got some time. They'll go in the corner, try and win the line out. And try and maybe just grind, hopefully. You know, I see if they can actually just, walk from the line out, maul the ball right across the line. That'll be a fairly good gain, I think. Interesting to see. Now Rajapaksa moving from hooker to number 8. This also shows volumes about, or says volumes about his commitment. He's worked hard to try and get to this place. Here we go.
Race it! Race and go!
There we go. Rehan Virakone. Fazia Maja. Cut out pass. Tries to hit that gap. Does well. Needs to now set up again. Numbers. Sri Lanka. Mohammad Sharif. Set up. Bounces off one. Runs into another. Sets it up again. Sri Lanka now. Whoa! Rehan Virakone does well. Sharif Fernando. Ball's gone back. It's not exactly what they were talking about. Where's the ball now? Here we come. Try time. Sandun Herat. Finally.
That is hat-trick. 2 tries.
He's got 2 tries. He should have had a hat-trick, but he missed the 3rd one. So the flags wave. Sri Lanka delighted. Sandun scores with 2 minutes to go. He knows that that was... here, look at this. Nama Rajapaksa does the dummy hands. And Sandun Herat, there's a big fat prop against the winger again. Thank you very much. Henry was on that side against their winger. And Sandun returns the favor.
Yeah, we'll keep it as that. A prop.
Prop against the winger. The winger was going to lose. Yes, I know exactly. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. But of course, realities as they go. History and nature will always win. Fazil now taking the kicks. Riza is comfortable off the park, enjoying his time with some rehydrate. Sri Lanka have done well in patches in this second half. We have to say that. And that's not a very good kick from Faz. But Thailand will be relieved now with this final whistle. We've just got a few more minutes on this clock, perhaps maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So 45, I think another 7 would be good, just to add the 5-0 for Sri Lanka. That would be a good gain against Thailand.
1 minute.
It's 1 minute to go. 45 points to 7. Sri Lanka have been outstanding. Their first half, they decimated the Thai defense and really ran them ragged. Thailand didn't come up with any answer. Second half, Thailand have been a little bit more solid, but not able to convert all of that into points. Chanel Das collects cleanly. Sets up. We have to say thank you to Thailakd, the team sponsor. Beautiful pop ball from Sharif. And collected again finally. So these are the little things they need to clean up. Referee says, there you go, killing the ball on the deck. Thank you very much. As I was saying, to Thailakd, of course, the team sponsor for Sri Lanka Rugby. They're sponsoring all of national rugby in Sri Lanka, and what a wonderful time for them. And what a wonderful ambassador for the brand is Sri Lanka Rugby. And the recent addition to the Sri Lankan rugby family is Kukri, who are the kit partners, as you can see.
Back it up!
So very exciting times ahead for Sri Lanka rugby as well.
Back it up!
Kukri will be partnering Sri Lanka all the way, hopefully, to the 2015 Olympics. And Sri Lanka make an attempt to try and make the grade for the 15s and for the 7s. 2015 World Cup qualifiers coming up next year. And of course, the Asian 7 Series for Sri Lanka as well. Sri Lanka finished 5th in the Asian 7 Series.
Interesting, Sean. Are they Thailakd is sponsoring cricket too?
Well, yes, I saw that fabulous bid they put in for Sri Lanka cricket, something in the region of $10 million.
Fantastic to see them, the leading network provider.
Well, this is it. Yes,
Rugby-wise, they're sponsoring the entire tournament, right?
That's right.
Almost everything.
They sponsor all of Sri Lanka rugby, so that's something that we have to look forward to. And there's a huge calendar starting in May with the 7s. Thailand, very tired Thailand now, just trying to do something as the centre, the number 12 there. Sirichai Daus Thesong. Sri Lanka will have to spend a lot of time defending against Kazakhstan on Saturday, so a good time for them to exercise their defensive plans.
No, White, let it go!
White let it go, and that's what Chanal Dias did before he was penalised.
They can test the defense now, but different mental preparation, because they know they are 40 plus points ahead.
True. But nothing wrong in just making sure that you mark your opposite numbers and get the job done. There we go. Here's another chance to test your defense. Now releasing.
Extended 1 minute of play here, I suppose. Thailand have gone dead. Thailand desperately trying to score. It's a good sign. They're not giving up.
This is what it's all about. You've got to try and make sure you defend as much as you can. Good defense. Sri Lanka, turnover ball. Fabulous. Rehan Virakam puts it up. Sandhu Hera chases down. Ball into touch. Done, dusted and delivered. Sri Lanka win. Absolutely well done by Sri Lanka. Take the game against Thailand quite easily in the end. There was a little bit of...
Sri Lanka Insurance Rakamarana.
And big smiles all round. Namaraj Baksa, well done indeed, lasting out the 80 minutes. And very well done to the Sri Lanka three-quarter line. But having said that, you have to say how efficient and how strong and how solid was the Sri Lanka front eight.